Right now, there's a brand new loophole on Roblox that is banning innocent players, and it all comes down to a new AI moderation update that he recently put into games on the platform just a couple of days ago. So this update uses AI to scan servers and punish players automatically, but the way the system actually looks at the games creates a really huge problem for anyone who plays in public servers, especially in hangout or roleplay games. If someone decides to bring something that breaks the rules right next to you, the system does not always figure out who started it. So that means you end up getting caught in the punishment, even if you were just minding your own business or standing around doing nothing at all. Now, to understand why this is happening to innocent players, you have to look at how this new sort of AI moderation actually operates inside the game. Back then, the whole system mainly checked text chat or basic account reports submitted by other people, but this updated version was made to scan the actual space around people inside the game, including custom models, clothing items, and character animations in real time. And on paper, that sounds like a pretty good way to clean up bad content quickly without needing human moderators to watch every single server, but because it goes over a whole area around the bad actor, rather than looking closely at who actually owns or spawned the bad item, anyone nearby gets flagged along with a person breaking the rules. So this essentially creates a huge loophole for trolls who want to ruin servers for other people without getting caught right away, since they can easily grab or make a bad item, or an avatar that breaks the rules, walk into a crowded area like a trading hub or a crowded spawn point, and force an automated system to trigger on everyone standing in that spot. And people have already pointed out that even people who are literally standing AFK or sitting inside inventory menus are getting hit with 5-minute temporary bans or server kicks just because the character happened to be within a physical radius of the person doing something wrong. What makes the situation even weirder is that these safety server shutdowns are not happening even when people do not see anything bad appear on their screens at all. And because of that, you have developers reporting that their servers are getting shut down for safety reasons multiple times a day, while their players insist that nobody was saying anything bad in chat or displaying anything inappropriate beforehand. That means this AI moderation is either false flagging normal game outages by mistake, or bad actors have already found ways to exploit invisible bugs that trigger these safety kicks whenever they want to disrupt the server right away. Now, getting kicked from a game for 5 minutes is already pretty annoying on its own, but the situation becomes far more serious when you see what happens to the server behind the scenes during these automatic shutdowns. Normally, when a developer updates a game or server closes down naturally, they usually run a script function called bind to close, which is basically a brief pause that gives the game enough time to save everyone's inventory, stats, and overall progress to the database before the server eventually shuts down, so when those people rejoin the game, their data is saved and everyone's happy. However, when this new AI moderation system detects a problem inside a server, it treats the situation like an immediate emergency and shuts down the whole server instantly without giving that safety feature any time to run. Because the game is forced to close immediately, any data that was waiting to save gets dropped entirely from memory, which leads to wiped progress, lost items, and broken player saves across the entire instance. And at the exact same time, the game's active player count drops really badly because every single player loses their data all at once without warning. For people who spend hours grinding for rare items or saving up in-game currency, losing all their data because a troll walked past them is obviously going to be very frustrating and unfair. And developers who run large group games or long-running roleplay plays, as I mentioned, that AI moderation issues wiping servers in the past have caused their communities to lose progress worth over 1 million Robux in total value, and having that happen over and over basically makes it a lot more difficult for people to want to play their games again. The main problem is that developers currently do not have the right tools in Roblox to stop this from happening on their end. So right now, if a developer wants to protect their players from these bad radius scans, they have to write their own custom background scripts to monitor player behavior and hand out local bans themselves. And without an official built-in tool from Roblox that lets developers safely scan individual player behavior and punish only the specific offender, these developers are left waiting for platform updates while their servers suffer from these AI disruptions every single day. This loophole affects almost every major type of game on the platform, but games that have a lot to do with hubs are taking the worst of it right now. If certain games have things like trading servers, public city squares, and places where people mostly show up in central areas, they're going to be the main targets of this because all a troll has to do is stand near a crowd to maximize how many people get affected by a single scan. And if you play games with permadeath mechanics, inventory systems, or valuable trading economies, staying in crowded areas right now puts all your progress at a very bad risk until Roblox fixes how these area scans work. Now, Roblox has released some pretty telling info stating that this new update has apparently reduced full server shutdowns by around 50% overall. And that sounds like good progress on paper, but this sort of reduction does not help the people who are still losing their progress and getting temporarily banned today. If the shutdowns that still occur end up wiping data and punishing innocent people, the main issue remains just as dangerous for people who just want to play without any problems in general. And if the AI moderation system can't tell the difference between a person who brought a bad object or avatar into a server and the person standing 10 steps away minding their own business, then running that sort of system in games right now will cause a lot more disruption than it even solves. So for now, the least you can really do is stay away from large crowds in public servers, keep your distance from people acting suspicious or bring weird stuff into spawn areas, and maybe try to stick to private servers whenever you're doing something where you cannot afford to lose your progress. Until then, make sure to stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.